The Aim for Women programme is part of the AIM partnership. Now, the approach that we use as delivering the Aim for Women programme is an inside-out approach. And that is working with the strengths and the innate wisdom that the women have and drawing that out and then complementing or supplementing that during the programme. So if I give an example, so for example, thinking and the women's thinking. At some point they think their thoughts are real and so they would act on them. During the programme they recognise that there's a flow of thoughts and so whatever thought they focus on, that's the one they make real. In recognising that they don't have to act on every thought, then thoughts of suicide, thoughts of hitting people then pass and they don't act upon them. There are 5 different sections to the programme. The first part is the selection process. Because it's a 5-month programme, we want women to buy in to the whole programme because it does lead to further education, training and employment. The next stage is 7 weekly group programmes where the women come together, and as I said before about the inside-out approach, it's about getting women to recognise their own strengths, to move beyond their own thinking limitations and to learn how to work with people, to draw out the best of other people. In conjunction with that, we have one-to-one coaching sessions which take place on the phone. So these are one-to-one, confidential, seeing how the women are progressing through the programme, but also getting them to utilise the information they've learned during the group to help solve their own problems. So they're not dependent upon another person, they have their own wisdom. We then have a caseworker who's looking for placements for the women, volunteer mentoring placements. And so we have placements in drug and alcohol organisations and race equality organisations that women have attended. So that's ongoing at the moment. And the final part is a 3-day mentoring programme that's been put on by an organisation called Train Brains. When they've completed that 3-day training, along with their placements, they end up with a mentoring qualification which is recognised by the Institute of Leadership and Management. There have been some intangible and tangible outcomes. So the tangible outcomes where we're looking at employment, training and education. So some of the women have gone on to set up their own mentoring organisations and social enterprises so that they themselves can support other offenders. One woman, she's working for the Race Equality Council or project in Leamington Spa, and that's been amazing because she's now working with police officers and people who she would have seen as opposed to her in the past. So those are some of the definite measurable, tangible things. And some of the intangible things that we could never have foreseen have come out as well. So there's one woman that was on the group. She said that she hadn't worn a skirt in 2 years because of the thinking that she had about herself and her body. After just 7 weeks, she wore a skirt for the first time, and it was just so amazing. In addition to that, another woman has said that learning what she's learnt on this course has saved her life because the thoughts telling her to kill herself, she would have acted upon them, whereas in recognising that those thoughts aren't real, she was here today and still is one of the women going on to work with a social enterprise. So yes, there have been many outcomes from just a, I suppose, relatively short programme.